Hi, 4th and 5th graders. It's Miss Brainsford coming to you with your week 3 music lesson. To remind us, we're going to go through a musical workout. There are 3 parts. The first part is our movement warm-up, second, call and response, and then into a song with motions. This will probably take between 10-15 minutes, and you're able to go back and practice any of these 3 parts as many times throughout the week, or whenever you need a break from some of your academic studies. You can always do some of this video as well. So we're going to get started with our movement warm-up. You're going to need a bench or a chair so that you can sit in. So I'll give you a little second to find a chair or bench, and so you can find your space to move. All right, so in our movement warm-up today, our song, it's called In the Hall of the Mountain King. It's a very popular song. Some of us are probably familiar with it because we've heard it before in our music classroom at Meridian, but we were using the instruments called the boom whackers, if you may remember. So since we don't have boom whackers, we're going to use this song, but we are going to practice feeling and keeping the beat of the music with some movement. The basic movement that we're doing is from the song that you guys learned and did when you were in pre-K called Head, Shoulders, Knees, and Toes. So that is your movement. So I'm going to remind you what that is and give you just a little second to just practice that movement. And then we're going to get started with In the Hall of the Mountain King. Okay, so this is how it would go. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head and shoulders, knees and toes, and eyes and ears and mouth and nose. Did the tune sound familiar? Yes. That's In the Hall of the Mountain King that we used on boom whackers before. So that is a movement. You can go back and review if you need to. During this movement warm-up, it's going to start slow and then it's going to get faster and faster. The tempo will speed up, just like when we use the boom whackers. So make sure that you are following the movement. Say the movement in your head if you need to remember to try to keep the steady beat as you're doing the movement. Then the last part is like you're running and running and running, and then the door slams. And so we're going to slam the door on one side, then slam the door with the other. Then we're going to roll up, and then another door will slam. Another slam, roll up, like we're running. Then another door slams, another door slams. Then pat, clap, clap. Then we'll go into a drum roll like we're playing a timpani drum on our legs. And then both doors will slam shut at the very end. All right, let's get started. Not yet? Here we go. Eyes, ears, mouth, nose. faster. How'd we do? If you need to go back and practice, go ahead and you can stop and go back and practice as many times as you would like, either right now or throughout the week. We're going to go ahead and go to our call and response song. Our call and response song, we don't need our chair, so we can put it out of the way. Our call and response is called My Aunt Came Back. In this call and response song, you are using your best singing voice and matching my pitch to the best of your ability. And we're also going to add some movement to make it a little more fun and to also help us feel the beat with our body. So all the movement's going to be along with the beat. The first movement is we're going to tap our foot because we're going to talk about a wooden shoe. Then the second movement we're going to add is we're going to add a waving fan with our hand. So we're going to add that with the tapping of our foot. It's the same beat. After we add the waving hand, we're going to add scissors. See if you can do all three. After the scissors, we're going to add a hula hoop. Try to still keep tapping that feet and waving that hand while you're doing a hula hoop. After the hula hoop, then we're going to add a rocking chair. So we add a back and forth motion as we're still doing a circular motion. And that is the movement. If you need to go back and review, you can do that right now. Take some time to practice and then come back to this part where now we're going to get started with our call and response song, My Aunt Came Back. Oh, my aunt came back from Timbuktu. She brought with her a wooden shoe. Tap your foot. Oh, my aunt came back from old Japan. She brought with her a waving fan. Oh, my aunt came back from Guadalupe. She brought with her a hula hoop. Oh, my aunt came back from old Algiers. She brought with her a pair of shears. Oh, my aunt came back from the county fair. She brought with her a rocking chair. Oh, my aunt came back from the city zoo. She brought with her a nut like me and you. Great job. Miss Brainsford even messed up and switched some of the verses. So I do apologize, but we all make mistakes. So you can always just go back and practice as many times as possible. But know that at times you're going to mess up too and make mistakes. And it's okay. We're going to keep going and keep learning and growing. So now we're going to go into our song with motions. You will need a bench, again, or a chair for this song in motion. So go ahead and bring your bench and chair back out. Awesome. So this song with motions is called Hambone. Ham bone. Like you eat ham and then you have bones in your body, but it's squished together and it's called ham bone. So this song, what we're going to do with our motions is we have 2 different parts of the rhythm, and it's in a 4-beat pattern. So we're going to go over the first part first. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to do a thigh tap. Okay, and we're going to call that thigh. Can you do that? Thigh. Awesome. Now we're going to add the second part. Our second part is where we're going to add another thigh, and then we're going to tap up on the high part of our rib cage. And we'll call that the rib. Try that. Awesome. When we put the 2 together, it's thigh, thigh, rib, thigh, thigh, rib. Try that. Thigh, thigh, rib. One more time. Thigh, thigh, rib. Awesome job. Another way I like to say it is do, day, do, day. One more time. Do, day. Awesome job. Practice that as many times as you need. Go back and practice that first part over and over until it feels comfortable. Now, the second part that we're going to add gets a little tricky, but we're going to add another thigh. Actually, the second part is a brush. Second part's a brush. So we're going to add a brush after our thigh, thigh, rib, and then we'll add a brush. So let's try that. Thigh. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush. Awesome job. Now, the third part, the last part, after the brush, we're going to add another tap, rib, and brush. Tap, rib, brush. So the first part, tap, tap, rib, brush. Tap, rib, brush. Tap, tap, rib, brush. Okay, so let's try that. Do, day. It's a little bit tricky, so let's try it. Let's slow it down. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush. Did you get it? If not, pause, go back, keep practicing. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in where we're going to start it nice and slow at first. I'm going to start with the song part. You don't need to worry about the song. Just worry about keeping a steady rhythm. Okay, so we're going to get started. Here we go. Let's remind ourselves. Nice and slow. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh. Thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh. Do, day, do, day, do, day, do. Do, day, do, day, do, day, do. Do, day, do, day, do, day, do. Here we go. Hambone, Hambone, where you been? Round the world and back again. What you gonna do when you come back? Take a little walk down the railroad track. Hambone, Hambone. Awesome. Verse 2. Let's remind ourselves again because even Miss Brainsford got a little bit mixed up. So remind ourselves again. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, what? Thigh, thigh. Let's try that one more time. Thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, thigh, rib, brush, thigh, rib, brush. Awesome. Okay. Keep practicing that. We will also do this song next week as well, so that we can keep practicing and get better and better at the rhythm pattern for Hambone. Hope you enjoy. Have a great week. Miss you guys. See you soon. Bye.